Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. It's hard to think clearly when things are on fire. That's a basic rule of life. And that may be why, looking back on it, we've seen so much arson recently. If you wanted to keep the public from thinking clearly about what you plan to do to their country, you might riot, and no one would notice that you're lying. And they definitely have been lying. Every story we've been told for the past 3 months has been, at its core, a lie. All of them, from the first day. George Floyd was executed by racist cops on the street. That's what they told us. That's what everyone believed. Yet when the autopsy became public, it showed that George Floyd had lethal levels of fentanyl in his system, among other drugs. Floyd said he couldn't breathe long before police landed on him, as he was in fact sitting untouched in the back of a patrol car. But the mob wasn't interested in hearing those details. They torched Minneapolis. In Kenosha, Democrats told us that bloodthirsty cops just walked up and shot Jacob Blake as he was trying to break up a fight between two women. It was horrifying, but that's not what happened. Police arrived there after a woman called 911 to say Blake was at her home in violation of a restraining order. That woman had previously accused Blake of sexual assault. Blake fought with the responding officers. First, cops tried non-lethal force to subdue him. They tased Blake. That didn't work. When they saw him reach for a knife, they shot him. What else were they supposed to do exactly? But Kamala Harris wasn't interested in knowing what actually happened. She declared that she was proud of Jacob Blake, and then her voters burned Kenosha. Tonight, the mob is in Louisville to protest the death of Breonna Taylor. News organizations told us that Taylor was in bed when police shot her, but she wasn't. She was in her hallway. They told us that Taylor had nothing to do with her drug-dealing ex-boyfriend whom police were investigating. That's why they were there. In fact, intercepted jailhouse communications suggest that Taylor was warehousing that man's drug money. They told us that police shot first. That's not true. Taylor's boyfriend shot a cop first. Then they told us over and over and over again that police surprised Taylor in the middle of the night. They barged into her apartment in a so-called no-knock raid. Then yesterday, the Attorney General of Kentucky exposed that as yet another lie. The police did, in fact, knock on Breonna Taylor's door. They identified themselves as police. There's a witness to it. But it didn't matter. They kept lying to us. Kamala Harris issued a statement attacking no-knock raids. Amazingly, so did Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, a Republican. Tim Scott should know better. A grand jury did know better. The jurors considered all of the available evidence in the Breonna Taylor case, and yesterday they declined to charge the officers with murder. There wasn't any evidence that a murder took place. That is how our system is supposed to work. We don't indict the innocent.